Greetings, dear viewer, esteemed, highly esteemed, noble, honorable, and notable viewer. I consider this time of year a very significant and important time of the year. And you perhaps are familiar with the whole business of the Lionsgate portal, 8888, all that. It was August 11th of 2021 where I recognize as my beginning of awakening, to the beginning of where I am now, which is a much better place in life than I was previously to that. And I've described that awakening, not so much it was an awakening of like I woke up and knew everything, like I had all this stuff figured out. It was more so an awakening of the heart, of pulsing my heart nature, my heart awakening. It had nothing to do with the mind. It was, although it was being experienced within the mind as far as like imagination and visualization and things of that nature, it was engaging my emotional body. And I just want to offer one caveat to anyone who's going through any kind of tumultuousness right now, because that marks, and that is the beginning, and that is a hallmark of initiation. And I believe that this is now where we're coming up to with this energy that is coming through August 8th, which is the actual portal, the 8888 portal. But I believe that this is a time of initiation for a lot of people. And if you're having any kind of tumultuousness or energy, of that nature, I want to, let you know that it's not so much of the mind. This is a experience of your heart, because the heart is the bridge between the lower nature and the higher natures, between the animal nature and your angelic nature. And the caveat being, those who attempt to strengthen the mind with more knowledge, data, thought, reasoning, they only increase the security of their own intimate prison. And that is what we all are being initiated from, escaping from this black magic digital matrix that has hypnotized a lot of people to believe that the physical reality is the only reality. Well, that's a criminal enterprise that each person has to deal with on their own and ascend from to the higher natures. And I believe that this time that we're in currently is a grand initiation for many people. And the initiation is more so along with the heart, which leads to the realms of spirit. Except a man be born of water and of the spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. So, and the kingdom of God is within you. And one caveat that I would answer to anyone who's going through things, tumultuous energy, is to try to surround yourself with, and think about, imagine, visualize the color violet, purple. Try to, if you have to go out and get a candle or some, any kind of thing of that nature, but surround yourself with purple, violet, and also begin to visualize it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because right around that time that I was going through this initiation in 2021, which, I didn't understand that was an initiation at the time. It was just I woke up one morning, which was August 11th, 2021, and didn't get out of bed. I was transfixed. I was experiencing what, could only be understood as like a type of download with this influx of energy. And like I said, it involved emotions, it involved visualizing things, realizing, there was some mental things going on, but it was a type of mentality that was engaging my entire being. And so, the mental aspect of who we are is the go-between between our animal self and the higher angelic self. And that is up for each person to decide. You have to make that decision. Is there reality beyond the physicality? I mean, I was, like I said, I didn't set out to take advantage of the Lionsgate energy, the Lionsgate portal energies. This was like I could say it's like a type of divine intervention. But that energy, the fourth ray, the heart ray energy pulsed into my life during this time, and it began to change my life, which eventually on September 24th of that year, 2021, I experienced the full release of the Kundalini power. Now, I don't know if that involved the full, complete activation. I'm beginning to suspect that, that there's still more for me to investigate along that lines. I do know that at the very least, I've always said that my crown chakra was activated. At the very least, I know that my third eye, my third eye chakra, because there's that color spectrum that it oscillates between the purple and the violet. It's in that higher energy spectrum, and so the crown chakra is the violet, but the purple is like so. Anyway, but I experienced as part of my release, and that Kundalini activation was this soothing, peaceful, purple, glowing color in my mind, in my mind's eye, and seeing that in my third eye. But it was just a sensation that came in, but along with the physical aspect, and this was over some period of time, and I'm kind of crunching a lot of experiences together because this was a very intense psychological and total experience. But I think a lot of people just have to open themselves up, and a lot of people shut down what can take place in their initiations and taking advantage of these energies by overthinking things and by worrying about the mind and trying to think, because occult science asserts that man lives here now and always in the kingdom of God. And that kingdom embraces everything and includes all, both the physical and the spiritual world. Man always lives in God's kingdom, but is physically unconscious of the fact because organized institutions of fraud and oppression established to enslave the masses have crushed that eternal knowledge, or knowledge, as Vasama Zulu Baba Credo Mutwa pronounces it, knowledge, out of our physical consciousness by controlling our minds to prevent its normal development and to keep us in darkness. And so once you can kind of realize that that is a organized oppression, and you can kind of just let the mind go, and you can do that a lot of times through pranayama, through breathing exercises, things of that nature. You can quiet the ego mind and get more into the God mind, and once you do that, just somehow just keep in mind just violet, purple, because if the energies are going to hit you right, and if you're meant to go through this full activation, I don't know, I think everybody has their own path in life, their own soul path, soul walk, their missions, what they came into this physical density to experience, all of that. But for me, this is what took place in its full ramifications, all of its possibility in 2021 during this time of the year. And I suspect that a lot of people are going to be going through this whether they want to or not. That's kind of what this whole solar flash is about. It's like, the sun is being initiated as well. Our sun, our part of the galaxy is rising in vibration, and everything is going up. And so it's going to hit everybody in their own way. And a lot of people who are totally enmeshed in physicality and material density, who have no, understanding or beyond, they won't necessarily understand what's taking place. So anyone who watches these videos and gets anything out of them, like I said, just try to focus on the color violet, purple, because that is a type, your visualization, your imagination is very powerful. And if that's what you can tune into, rather than all the drama that is purposely taking place in the world to distract people from this grand initiation. It's not only a grand initiation, it's also an exorcism of type, of demons, of your lower nature, of separation. And so, but anyway, reading this book, I was reading this book, No Secrets, No Lies, by Patricia Corey, around that time of 2021, and so, and she has a chapter in her book, Children of the Violet Oversoul. So in my subconscious mind, it was just focused in my mind that I somehow had to get through what I was going through to merge with the violet oversoul. And somehow in my mind, it was understood that I was, an indigo starseed or an indigo, violet, part of this violet oversoul. And of course, I was getting this information from this book, which I was, just totally by intuition. I think I must have gotten this book between August 11th and September 24th. In fact, I know I did. I just don't remember exactly when. But it was during that, because the August 11th heart sort of energies, and I just know that I began to and I was around a lot of dark energy at that time, and so anyone who's wherever you're at in life, you can go through this, but you're going to experience massive change. And the people who are in your life, or for whatever, or any situations, anything that you're going through, if you allow this to take place, it will heal. It will integrate you and start setting you on your true path. And so, and during that time, I intuitively, I was led to get this book. I got it from Amazon, and I was reading, but I just remember the chapter on Children of the Violet Oversoul, was in my mind, that's what I was having to go through. And I just remember also, let me finish that thought. After that August 11th, the people that, that I was kind of routinely in contact with, I just was started talking about God is alive in everyone. God is in the hearts of everyone, and these people were actually, they were on the other end of the spectrum. That's who you can be surrounded by in life, just by going through life without any purpose. And I believe that those polarized energies tend to go collect around people who are on the cusp of awakening, because they want to take you on their way. If not, they want to destroy your life. And I know, and I can, maybe one day in the future, I know everything about how evil and wicked this world is, and everything and the people that you would never expect to be demonic and evil. Yeah, well, so that's for another time. But the point is to have in your mind this visualization, imagination of where you're going. And if you're feeling this energy in your heart, and if you're starting to change, and if you feel this coming up on this portal, August 8th, technically it opened July 26th, but August 8th is identified, and it runs on through August 12th technically. And then, but anyway, this is all kind of just, it's very individual to people and their birth charts and all that. But for me, I remember distinctly August 11th, 2021. And so to share this information, I believe that people will be, when the solar flash happens, and our sun is basically it's already, we can see that it's acting differently, and it's going to continue to act differently. And we're going through coming up in 2026, 2027, I believe, and I've shared information where I believe this is what the Christians understand as the tribulation, the 7-year period. But through all of that is the activity of the sun. But at the end of the day, it's all spiritual. And if you're firmly ensconced in your God consciousness, none of this, whether I die right now, tomorrow, I don't know. I believe that by going through what I went through in 2021, every day has been a walk with Source. Every day has been seeing the ability to destroy, or the lower, and that's kind of strong information or word to destroy, but I was caught up in a very dangerous lifestyle. And so, and I, fight temptations and things like that, because the adversarial energies, the negative energies, will seek to bring you back. But the energies that people will experience in this Lionsgate portal is an opportunity, I believe, to either become further. People will either realize that there's a choice to be made, and it can be to go further into materiality. I don't want to change. I just love my life, and I'm all about where I'm at in life right now. Or if you are experiencing like, man, I'm tired of living this life in this way, and I want to change. Well, now is the time for change, because this is the time of the lion and the man lions and the human lions. This is the time for you to rise up and embrace the solar power. And this can be a type of initiation in which the solarizing of your nature begins to take place. And when I say solarizing, I'm talking about, the energies of the sun and all that entails. Sun is light, it's life, it's knowledge, and this is the duality we live in, and the moon gets the whole other side. And I'm a Cancer, moon sign, water sign, and I was ruled by the moon, and that's how my life was so up and down, tumultuousness. I would have some success, and then I'd kind of get back into a whole nother lifestyle, and so it was all over the place. But however, that's what I was meant to experience. But when you solarize, when you experience a complete assimilation of your enlightened mind with the divine self, then you have started your ascension. And I believe that I started my ascension from just kind of spinning my wheels back during this time in 2021. But you essentially understand that when you establish communion with Source, and that is your guiding voice, the voice that you listen to, you are initiated through the heart, and this initiation begins the conscious solarizing of the nature that you begin to take seriously, and you allow that voice to run your life more so. You begin to follow that intuition, and this choice point, I believe, is where you're going to willfully decide. You're going to decide in your life, and this marks the turning point between the preliminary degrees of living life the same, beholden to the lower 3 chakra energies, or you're going to begin the dominance of the lower animal nature and the qualities and establishing the qualities of the higher self that you're going to live your life through. And so essentially, just trying to stress to people, that to anyone who finds any kind of resonance with this message, that this is a very important time, a very opportunistic time, and it really does begin with recognizing the dynamics of your life and deciding to live life differently, being not just having the knowledge in your head, but to act on it. It's like, certain actions have led you to a certain point in life. Well, begin to dominate that, begin to exercise the power of your soul, the higher spirit, into your life, and allow that to solarize your life. Namaste. Namaskaram.